Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends, and welcome once again to Kardec Radio, where we are always nourishing our souls. I am Correa, and we are here every at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to nourish our souls together by studying the divine laws. The divine laws, beloved friends, are universal and immutable because God is ever present in our lives and because God is not human per se, but rather the universal supreme and the way through which God reaches each and every one of us personally with his, her, its loving care is through the divine laws. So as we therefore search consciously to study the divine laws and best understand them, feel them, we therefore become closer to God as our source of intelligence and love that governs the universe expands. This is our purpose for this half hour that we spend together here on Kardec Radio. Tonight, beloved friends, we shall study question 883 of the Spirit's Book by Allan Kardec. Allan Kardec devoted the third part of the Spirit's Book to help us to systematically study and therefore better understand the divine laws. So tonight we are going to focus our attention on 3. We are now going to read the question followed by the answer from the illuminated spirits. We will bring a couple highlights for our consideration. Then we will do an exercise together and we will then close our program tonight. Let us begin, beloved friends, by welcoming you, hoping that you feel the embrace of the loving mentors who have prepared this very moment, and they are all counting on us to form this current of light for the good together, knowing that we are forming this current of love, light, and hope together. Let us begin nourishing our souls by reading question 883. In this question, Kardec asks, is the desire to own riches natural? Because a lot of us may be concerned about our financial stability and resources. Is it okay to have this desire? The spirit mentors working under the command of the governor of the earth respond, yes, but when humankind only desires natural riches for themselves and for his own personal satisfaction. So when we desire riches, say the spirits, only for our personal satisfaction, it is selfishness. Interesting answer, very illuminating for us. Let us evaluate then where we are. We may think, well, Carol, we work every day, we follow a routine, we fulfill our duties to the best of our ability. Isn't it expected that we receive our payment and that we lead a comfortable life, Carol, as a result of our own effort? Yes, this is commendable, beloved friends. The law of work, the law of labor, us working together to foster collective and individual progress is commendable and is also a divine law to be useful, to serve others. Yes, the law of work is a divine commandment. However, how much do we use of our financial resources only to fulfill our very own to-do list, only to fulfill the wish lists of those whom we love? How much of our other types of wealth, such as our vitality, our time, our ability to speak, to think, to be affectionate, these are also riches from the perspective of God. How much of these riches, as well as of our financial resources, do we spend for our own selves? And how much do we spend on behalf of the universal family? If we are wondering, beloved friends, who the universal family is considered to be, the Gospel according to Spiritism shows us the answer. There, when Master Jesus is told that his mother is waiting for him outside of where he found himself, his response was, "Who is my mother? Who are my brothers? My mother and my brothers are all of those who fulfill God's will." This shows that Master Jesus is exemplifying to us the need to be useful towards the universal family as well. We never heard of Master Jesus performing miracles, healings, speaking, prophesying only to his mother, or only to a selected few, or only to his blood relatives. Quite the contrary. Master Jesus walked on foot from point A to point B when there were no conveniences such as those that we are familiar with available to serve others. There is an account by Humberto de Campos in a book not yet translated into English named The Road Map of Jesus, where we see an account in which Master Jesus went for a walk with one of his disciples, and in that walk he served, he helped, he spoke, he offered of his time, of his own wealth, to 50 people non-stop. Imagine, no Starbucks, no 7-Eleven, no conveniences, no ice cream, no water ice, anything of such sort. No shoes, no cars, no cell phones, and yet Master Jesus served non-stop. This is the model that we have available to us to show us what it is like not to be selfish, when we do not amount our riches only for our own comfort and our own size together, which we learned from our dear Vanessa Anceloni and the mentor that accompanies her mentor Joseph, her spirit mentor Joseph, which is for us to write down on a piece of paper how much of our time, of our resources, of our vitality, of our talent to others on a daily basis. How much, if we put it mathematically on paper, on Monday? Oh, Carol, Monday, I have breakfast, I connect in with work, I spend 8 hours working, I may have a chat with a few colleagues, then I spend time with family, I cook dinner, I often read a story for my children, I put them to bed. I do all this, Carol. Yes, beautiful. It is beautiful to serve our families. And yes, we are called to do that. But how much of our time on that day did we devote to others? Did we make a phone call, for instance, to someone that is not related to us to see if they were doing okay? Internet to find a beautiful organization or cause that we could support, like, for instance, Fraternity Without Borders, the Food Bank, or Birthright that supports young mothers and their children. So many charities that we could be useful for. How about thinking of doctors, nurses working nonstop in this pandemic, sending them flowers, affirmation cards? How about checking in with a friend whom we haven't spoken to for a while? How much are we exercising, expanding our sense of love? Because we are only going to feel rich, dear friends, when we learn to expand our network and avoid of our time, ourselves, and our financial resources to that circle of selected few. Because we reincarnated, says Master Jesus, to love one another. Today we were talking to a beloved friend, and she reminded us, look, God created, put on the earth alone, spirits, incarnate spirits. Do you think he did that just because? No, God planned for the earth to have this many spirits in it so that we would have billions of chances of reaching out to one another. Yes, beloved friends, we are here to expand our network and to be the arms through which God reaches out to a brother, mouth through which God speaks words of kindness, of optimism, of faith, the mind that emits vibrations of love, trust in God, the person who embodies her faith by showing to others through actions more than words that God is counting on each of us, you and I and all of us, to be that bridge of hope to one another. Yes, dear friends, yes, indeed. This is how we combat selfishness. The earth is a school and a hospital. as well. Why? A school, because we are learning to expand our love and to heal from selfishness. So, question for us: how do we know where we are in the scale of selfishness? Easy, dear friends. How much of our time and energy do we spend with our families alone, and how much do we spend devoting to others outside of our family circle? And our remunerated because we are being paid to serve professionally. So that does not count, beloved friends. Outside of work, outside of the so-called call of duty, how much do we reach out to others? Nowadays, even through social media, we can reach out to others. Even through social media, we can financially and emotionally. So, question for us: how much of our time do we spend supporting others? Second question for us: what talents were given to us by God that God wishes us to share right now with others? If we have, for example, beautiful handwriting, that's a talent. Yes, indeed. We can write cards of hope, of optimism, affirmations to one or two or three friends and send it to them handwritten so they feel loved. If we do have, for example, the ability to read, we can record an audiobook that can be shared charitably with those who cannot read because of temporarily impaired vision. That's something we could do. If we like to speak to others, we could volunteer, be of a support to children. We can volunteer to speak to a child of a friend of ours, read to them, spend time with them, support them in their growth. We can find our talents, dear friends. Our task for today is to heal from selfishness, which is working on by putting down on paper how much time we spend on others. Time, energy, financial resources, everything. How much time do we spend focusing on others? This is how we heal from selfishness together. And our second exercise is what are our riches, sources? What other riches have we been given to by God? And third, how can we put those riches into use in benefit of others? So we're gonna write this down here so we remember, okay, together. Exercise therapeutic question 1. Question for questions for us. How much of our time, energy, resources do we devote to others outside of our Another question for us is the following, dear friends. Another question. Question 2. What are some of our God-given talents? And then how can we share these talents with others? How can we these talents with others? Spiritism, by the way, dear friends, is a treasure, a talent in and of itself. So even when we publish a positive message on our social media, we are being of help to the universal family. When we send a book, electronic or on print, that is of spiritist nature, or communicate the universal truths to one another, to others that are outside of our family circle, we are being of good use. We are sharing our riches. When we say a prayer, for instance, in benefit of others, not only those already dear to us, we are offering of our riches to the universal family. And this is how we combat and heal from selfishness. Let us remember then, we are reincarnated to love, to learn, and to serve. Let us practice these 3 beautiful divine actions every day, telling us to love and to serve. And in this way, we shall put our talents, our riches, our resources, our vitality, our everything in use on behalf of others. Remember, our time is not ours, our physical body is not ours, our voice is not ours. Nothing that we have actually truly belongs, and the sentiments that are and the knowledge that are all stored in our spirit. So let us multiply, expand ourselves throughout this lifetime, 24 hours after 24 hours. Let us be athletes of the good so we can be truly rich by giving of ourselves. Faith. It is in giving that we receive. Let us recognize our God-given talents and let us practice multiplying them, because then the footprints of the good shall stay with us forever, and our efforts shall inspire one another like a domino effect of the good. Let us all participate because we are all children of God, is counting on each and every one of us. So, dear friends, for now, we wish you many beautiful blessings. We hope that you feel, that we all feel in the depths of our hearts, how beloved we are and how blessed we are by God. And let us seek to find each day of the week this week ways through which we can be an opportunity, a bridge through which shall bless others. Shall we, dear friends? So, for in the meantime, as we work together as athletes of the good, we wish you many blessings, and we are already looking forward to seeing you again next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another study of the divine laws. In the meantime, stay tuned right here on Kardec Radio to nourish our souls. Many blessings, dear friends, and bye for now.